Okay, guys, like, subscribe my show, right? Hit the subscribe button right here. Thank you.
On Mondays, 3 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. on Ebonadi 103.5 FM. Okidi.
Supreme Court urged the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to defend himself at the High Court. The Supreme Court upheld the federal government's appeal, challenging the verdict of the appellate court that dismissed the remaining charges against Nnamdi Kanu. Good morning and welcome to Political Views on Ebonadi 103.5 FM. I am Martin Epanshuku Ekezio. The five-member justice panel held that the federal government acted irresponsibly when it forcefully brought Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria from Kenya against all known laws. Meanwhile, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Soludo, spoke up about the matter, said Buhari, and copied it to the current president when he was a president-elect, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was president-elect, because he wants to change the gear on discussion about the Southeast. A lot is happening on our political space this morning. Let me bring you up to speed. The headlines. Ọhaneze ndị Igbo Soludo Abaribe Ụwazurike Mon Ezife. Insecurity, individuals with a proven capacity must take charge now. Police retirees reject Inspector General Police positions on contributory pension. NLC rejects World Bank's 750 naira per litre for price recommendation. Northern governors agree on regional strategy to fight terrorism. Rivers political crisis, wave of resignation continues. Nigeria's inflation hits 28.20% in November. Disquiet in SouthEast as Supreme Court orders Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu Ugochinyere expresses disappointment in Supreme Court, urges. Igbo stakeholders issues guidelines for conferment of Eze title. 38 terrorist commanders, foot soldiers killed, 155 arrested. Now, details. Ohaneze ndị Igbo soludo abaribe ụwazirike mon ezife. That's the first story we have for you this morning. Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization Ohaneze ndị Igbo Anambra State Governor Charles Chukwu Masoludo, former Senate Minority Leader Enyinia Abaribe, yesterday mourned the passing of former Governor of Anambra State Chukwuemeka Ezife. The former governor's death was announced in a statement by Chief Rob Makarik Ezife Igbo Ukwu Anambra State on behalf of the family, regretting that the sad event occurred at 6:00 p.m. on Thursday, December 14th at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja. The National Publicity Secretary of the organization, Dr. Alex Obonia, described the death of Ezife as shocking, saying it has created a yawning gap in Igbo land. Obonia said that Ohaneze Ndi Igbo worldwide has received with a deep shock the passing on of yet another Igbo titan. The Ohaneze Ndi Igbo worldwide has received a deep shock the passing on of yet another Igbo titan, one-man riot squad, an erudite scholar, an astute bureaucrat, brave and thoughtful, dogged fighter, an accomplished politician and former governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezife Okwadike Igbo Ukwu. Okwadike was a consistent purveyor of morals, justice, and equity. He was a remarkable advocate of progressivism. In his purest tradition. When the Moshood Abiola mandate was truncated, Ezife risked the military dungeon in the pursuit of justice, a detribalized patriot who warned that unless there is a refederalization of Nigeria and fundamental restructuring of the polity, Nigeria will continue to grow in the dark. He stated that a President General of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo worldwide, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, could not withhold his emotions on hearing the passing on of Okwadike. He lamented that the Igbo have been affiliated with a chain of catastrophe within a very short space of time. Professor George Obiozo, Professor Joe Irukwe, Professor Ben Nwabeze, Chief Mbazurike Amechi, Dr. Silvanus Olisanya Ebugwe, and now Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezife, among others. He qualified Ezife as a quintessential Igbo in all ramifications. He added that Nigeria has lost a rare gem, he said. He commiserated with the immediate family of Okwadike, the Igbo Ukwu community, and the good people of Anambra State. Also, Emeritus President of Aki Kenga, Chief Godi Wazirike, while extolling the qualities of Ezife, regretted that he died without waiting to see the leader of the people of Biafra, indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, released from custody. Anambra State Governor Soludo, in a statement, said Ezife was the most illustrious son of the Ezife dynasty of Ubuku area of Anambra State. fondly called Okwadike. He was elected governor of Anambra State on the platform of the Social Democratic Party between January 1992 and November 1993 during the aborted Third Republic. As a Harvard-trained economist, Ezife once served with resolute dedication and integrity as a federal permanent secretary, leaving behind a legacy of excellence in public service. Still on the stories making rounds our political space this morning, insecurity. Individuals with a proven capacity must take charge now. Ex-DSS FBI intelligence man tells Tinubu. A former intelligence analyst for the Department of State Services, DSS, and America's Federal Bureau of Investigation, Osemeka Jim Oscar Shegu Ikemefuna, has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to urgently select individuals with proven capacity in the security sector to help the country overcome security challenges ravaging the land. Ikemefuna offered the advice while fielding questions from reporters after he was conferred with the award of a distinguished fellow and honorary doctorate in leadership and public administration by the International Leadership, Manpower and Management Development of the United Kingdom in Abuja. According to the security expert, the insecurity bedeviling the nation can be handled with strategic leadership and proactive measures, warning that the citizens must not be driven to a point where they take to criminality to survive. The former staffer of the DSS said that the president and his cabinet must look at how to select people not from their political party, but people who are making contributions at the state level, national level, and the international level to drive the nation in the proper way in their renewed hope agenda. What government needs to do is to be proactive with the situation. You don't wait for people to be very hungry and they form criminal gangs and go into kidnapping. Take care of the hunger in the society. Take care of the ignorance among the people. Give people knowledge in the churches, in the mosques, and the family. We should teach our young people values through proper education. We should teach them values to see that life is not about having so much money, but it's about making an impact. You need people who have experience, not just people who have political affiliation, he added. And the next story we have for you this morning, police retirees reject Inspector General's position on contributory pension. Nigerian police retirees have rejected the position of the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbotokun, that retirees should not exit from the controversial contributory pension scheme, saying such position does not respect their rights. The Inspector General of Police was reported to have said that exiting the scheme is not in the best interest of the force, especially as some operators said it will hurt the economy if the police pull out of the contributory pension. But the retirees, in a statement at the weekend by the national coordinator of the NPR, Elder Chris Efyong, SP retired, Secretary General Dr. Peter Silas, DSP retired, National Legal Advisor Elder Ofem Mbang, Esquire, DSP retired, and the Vice Chairman, Delta State Chapter, Bright Kakada, ACP retired, said their rights should be respected to make a choice. They argued, even if the contrary becomes the case later, we still remain at a loss to understand the inconsistency in tying the retirement benefits of the retired police officers under the CPS to the economy of Nigeria without recourse to the macroeconomics macroeconomics indices of fiscal and monetary policies. These indices make up the driving force of every country's economy and not the retirement benefits of police officers under the CPS or otherwise. The MPF is not a profit-making organization involved in any business venture, he stated. NLC rejects World Bank's 750 naira per liter for price recommendation. The Nigerian Labour Congress has strongly condemned the World Bank's call on the federal government to increase the pump price of petrol to 750 naira per liter. The NLC said the recent recommendation by the global lender was unwarranted, adding that it encourages the government to abandon its commitment to the people and embrace policies that only serve the interests of foreign entities. In a statement yesterday, the NLC president and intended to destabilize not only the nation's economy but also Nigeria's long-term development plans. Ajero alleged that the advice further demonstrates to doubting Thomases that the Bretton Woods institutions that are the arrowheads of the neoliberal school were not pro-poor but steeped in predatory policies that beggar the poor so that the rich would become richer. The NLC chief alleged that it was truly a shame that the World Bank has shown itself to be an enemy of the Nigerian nation, alleging that it continued grandstanding and generation of anti-poor policies and programs have destabilized many countries of the South, especially nations within the sub-Sahara region. He alleged that the difficulties and suffering created by the last hike in the price of premium motor spirit, which was a product of the advice of the World Bank and its sisters institution, the International Monetary Fund, were still ravaging the nation, destroying in its wake the country's industrial base and domestic manufacturing capacity, which favors Western metropoles. The NLC reminded the government that Nigeria should not allow foreign entities like the World Bank and the IMF to dictate economic policies that are detrimental to the welfare of its citizens. He said the nation's leaders needed to look inwards, tapping into the vast resources and human potential within the nation to address challenges and formulate policies that genuinely uplift the standard of within the nation to address challenges and formulate policies that genuinely uplift the standard of living for all Nigerians. The statement added, we urge the federal government to distance itself from such prescription advice that will further devastate our nation and increase the suffering and angst in the nation. The World Bank should allow Nigeria to govern itself and stop its meddlesomeness in our internal affairs, which we consider very rude and insensitive. The World Bank is truly part of the problem of Nigeria, he stated. Still on the stories making rounds at political space this morning, Northern governors agree on regional strategy to fight terrorism. Governors of the 19 northern states have vowed to pursue a robust regional strategy to fight terrorism in the region. The governors, after a meeting in Kaduna yesterday, also announced a donation of 180 million naira to support the victims of drone attack in Tudumbiri community in Ibabi, local council of Kaduna State. They commiserated with the government and the people of Kaduna State over the unfortunate bombing incident during which some members of the community lost their lives and properties while others sustained various degrees of injuries. In a communique read by the Gombe State Governor and Chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, NGF, Muhammad Inuwa Yahaya, the forum resolved to work collectively to ensure that the tragic incidents